Hello, good morning everyone. Today I am going to talk about the labor care guide. This has been devised by WHO recently, and there has been certain changes from the old partogram because the utility of the partogram and the interpretation of the partogram was not up to the mark. So WHO has devised this labor care guide. It is a very simple and inexpensive method for monitoring of labor, and it is used in the primary care setting, secondary care and tertiary care settings. It is used for low risk women as well as high risk women. The use of it is that all the women, they feel cared for during labor, and there is a one-to-one support given during labor. So it guides in the monitoring and documentation of the well-being of the women and the progress of the labor. It assists the healthcare professionals to identify if any abnormality is occurring during labor so that any active intervention can be taken. At the same time, it prevents any unnecessary intervention being done like assisted vaginal delivery, or reduces the risk of cesarean section. So it has 7 components, and I can show you in the chart which is given in this video. So the 7 components are: number 1 is identifying information and labor characteristics of the at the time of admission, which includes the name of the women, the parity, the labor status, then the risk factors, the time of admission, and the registration number. This is completed with the information obtained when active labor is diagnosed and is confirmed. The difference is that we start monitoring these women after 5 centimeters or more of the dilatation. In the previous partogram, it was from the 4 centimeter dilatation. So this is one of the important change, and in these 7 components, the section 2 and section 7, they are new. So after 1, we come to section 2. In this, there are 4 components. Number 1 is labor companionship. So whether the companion is present with the woman or not. Second is access to the pharmacological and non-pharmacological pain relief method is there or not. Third is whether she is taking oral fluids or not. And fourth is whether she is mobile or whether she is in supine position. So there are 4 things: companion, pain relief, oral fluid and posture. Now coming to the section 3, this detects the well-being of the baby. In this, we have to see the baseline fetal heart rate. Whether it is less than 110 or more than 160, then it is significant. Presence of fetal heart decelerations. Third is the amniotic fluid, presence of meconium or blood in the amniotic fluid, fetal head position, presence of caput and molding. Now comes the section 4. In this, we monitor the woman. In this, we have to check her pulse rate, that is less than 160 or more than 120, that is significant. Then systolic blood pressure less than 80 or more than 140, diastolic blood pressure more than or equal to 90. In this, we measure the temperature of the woman as well as the urine analysis. The 5th section is about the labor care progress. In this, we see the contractions, the frequency of contractions and the duration of contractions, because in the previous partogram, the difference is that the strength of contractions was also mentioned in the previous partogram. In this, the strength has been omitted. Just we have to see the contraction frequency and the duration. So if it is less than 2 or more than 5, and the duration of contractions less than 20 seconds or more than 50 seconds. Now we have to plot the cervical dilatation. It is marked as X, and we start from 5 centimeters onwards. So if she comes at 5 centimeters, the time is mentioned, so we have to mark in that area. And the descent. In this, the difference is that we monitor the second stage of labor as well. This was not there in the previous partogram, and there is intensive monitoring in the second stage of labor. And whatever is alerting is encircled with a red line. And P is for the active pushing. The next point is the shared decision making. This point is also new in this partogram. It aims to facilitate continuous communication with the woman and her companion and the consistent recording of all the assessments and the plans agreed. And one more is the medication. In the medication section, we give oxytocin or IV fluids. This is mentioned in that, or any antihypertensive, or if she is having convulsions, then magnesium sulfate is given or not, or terbutaline is given if there are excessive contractions. This section is included in the medication section. So out of the 7 sections, only 2 and 7 they are new. Then the alert and the action line, which was there in the previous partogram, this is not seen in this. Then strength of contractions is not in the labor care guide. The second stage monitoring is present in the labor care guide, which was not there in the previous partogram. So the differences are that it starts from 5 centimeters. The section 2 and 7 are new. The second stage is added and there is intense monitoring. Red circles are for alerts, and deletions are the alert and the action line is removed, and the strength of contractions is also removed. Now you will think that why we are starting from 5 centimeters, because it is a point where the median dilatation rate in low risk women with no adverse perinatal outcome was found to exceed 1 centimeter per hour. So that is transition to a more rapid cervical dilatation progression. So this reduces the premature designation of the active phase of labor, which has been a major iatrogenic cause of apparent poor labor progress and unnecessary intervention. So this is a very important document which is reproducible, and anybody in the labor room, the midwife, nurse, or the trainees, the doctors, anybody can fill this, and it helps in reducing unnecessary interventions and is helpful for the overall care of the women. So this is all about labor care guide. So if you like the content of this channel, please subscribe to my channel and don't forget to hit the like button.